What are we? What makes us what we are? And what we're going to be? I think it's that right there. It's grit. It's grit. It's grit.
Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the All Grit Podcast. We're back, baby. I am your humble host, Caleb Annual, joined alongside me by the two best friends I could ever have in life. I got the offensive coordinator, Adrian. We got Clay, the stat guy. We are live on YouTube. We said we'd be here at 6:30. Check your socials. There's links. Our manager, Megan, just put a link out on Instagram. So if you're trying to figure out how to watch the show right now, go to your Instagram, go to your storyboard. You will see not only mine. If you follow the All Grit Podcast, you'll see Clay's, you'll see Adrian's. There will be a link right on our story. You can hop right in right now. And we welcome all that want to watch the live mock. What do we call it? The mock final .0. Adrian,
right.
what's about to happen on Thursday? Can you play the sounder? I'm sorry to put you on the hot seat.
If you guys don't know by now, you're living under a rock.
Right.
So you know what's coming on Thursday.
The only bad thing is that we're going to have to watch it happen in Lambeau.
I know.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You're going to have to see all that green and yellow.
Yuck.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we can't complain too much. We had it in Detroit last year.
Yep.
Had over 700,000 people show up. They had to close the gates. They could not allow anybody else in.
Mm-hmm.
They might have 100,000 in Lambeau, from what I am hearing. Maybe.
Yep.
You know, the city just can't hold it like they can over in Detroit. Welcome in, boys. It's been a while. Let's catch up. Yeah, Adrian ran a solo episode about a week and a half ago, right?
Had to.
He talked little Pistons talk, talked little Lions talk. We're going to do the same thing today. We are going to focus on the mock final .0. Draft is coming up on Thursday evening. We have people chiming in on the chat already. We got Slim Shady. Who is Slim Shady? Slim Shady is joining. Look at that. We can throw him on the board. Those of you on YouTube, take a look at Slim Shady over there. All right. So we're going to get right into, aren't we, boys? We're going to get into it. The mock .0. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we want you to do. Those of you who may be listening on YouTube or maybe coming in a little bit later, or even if you're listening to this when it posts and you're listening to it tomorrow, go ahead, because we still have a couple days before Thursday. Go ahead and send in 3 things. We want to send in what position the Lions are going to take at 28. You're going to send in who the Lions are going to take. Now, it could not be at 28. It could be at 25 or 24 if they jump up, but who they're going to pick in the first round, the Lions selection, who they're going to pick. And then we want you to send in who you think the Lions, who you want, right, Adrian? Yeah. Who you want
Correct.
The Lions to get. So there's a little bit of a difference there. The Lions can pick somebody, but you may pick somebody different. And then what position on the field you think. So send any one of those 3 in or all 3 together. The closest person that gets the position that they draft, if you get what the Lions select, or if you happen to get what you selected, we got something special for you. You know, we got the All Grit merch just burning holes in our pockets. I'm rocking the hat. Adrian's going.
I gotta go get my hat, man.
You're going Sweden. No, you're going Switzerland. You're going neutral. And Clay.
I'm just going everything Detroit, bro.
Where'd you get that hat, bro?
Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton, Michigan. Shout out to them. Great Detroit gear.
Oh,
dang, nice. Free shout
Shout out.
out. All right, so we did the same thing. And so we're going to get into that, I believe, right now. So once again, if you are joining us, the socials, go to All Grit Podcast on Instagram. There you'll see in the link in the bio the link tree, and you can hop on any one of those to follow us and get on the show tonight. Right, Adrian?
That's
and also,
right.
there's a little PayPal thing at the bottom. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing, you're enjoying the information that we bring to you, this is all out of pocket expenses. So go ahead and drop a Washington in there, or a Benjamin, and we'll keep pumping it out for you guys. All right, Adrian, it's up to you. You want to play music in between these things or what? I mean, the drop.
This drop.
Yeah, we're gonna rock that drop. All right, so we're gonna ask Adrian right off the top, what position are the Detroit Lions? Oh, wait a second, we got some breaking news.
Already?
With the sounder, yeah. All right, this is coming from David Plaxico at 6:36 p.m. He is mid-flight on his way from Atlanta, Georgia, back to Michigan, and he is dialed in. He is tapped in mid-flight. He's listening to the pod. Thank you, Plax. We miss you on the show, man. We wish you were here.
Plax.
Round of applause for that guy.
Gotta love Plax, man.
Love it.
He's so reliable.
All right, so let's get back to it. We'll keep the breaking news sounder close by in case something happens. So, all right, Adrian. First one is, what position are the Detroit Lions? Actually, let's save the sounder for like our pick. Okay, right. So let's just do a talk around here. So, Adrian, what position do you think the Detroit Lions, with their first round pick, are selecting?
All right, so you guys kind of, if you've listened to me, I kind of always have long-winded answers because I always kind of have some logical explanation for it. Just straight out, I think they're going to go offensive line. We've seen Brad Holmes in his recent press conferences talk, and what from my perceive from there is like he is not going to be swayed by our fandom need of an edge or defensive line. Like he's not going to cave in. Like he's going to stick with his guns on best player available. And I think where we're picking at 28, if we do stay there, which I feel like if he has a good enough player, he'll move like he has in the past of their drafts, trade up or trade down. But if we do stay at that spot, I feel like offensive line is probably a good value for where we're at, that guys will still be on the board. Someone like Ohio State. All right,
wait.
you want me to save it?
I do. Yeah,
all right, I'll save it.
Sorry to cut you off. All right, let's go to Clay. What position are the Lions drafting within the first round on Thursday night?
I think me and judging how Adrian ended his last little talk there, I think we're on the same page. Offensive line. Short and sweet. They're going offensive line.
Yeah. It's not like what we really want. Like,
right.
Dude, I would be ecstatic. D-line, I'd be like jumping. O-line is just like, all right, like we're eating our vegetables. Like we're staying healthy. Like I get it. It's got to be done. Let's go O-line. You know, beef up the front.
All right. Well, I'll round it out here. I hate to agree with you guys. I really hate to agree with you guys, but
I know, dude. I hate eating my vegetables too.
I think that they're drafting an offensive lineman in the first round.
Yeah.
And Adrian and Clay just summed it up. Like, it is what it is. They're eating your vegetables, right? So all right. We all agree with that. I'm actually really surprised. We could have gone a couple different ways, but since we all agree on that, now let's open it up. This is going to get a little bit more intense here. So let's start with the Detroit. You want to start with the Lions, or you want to start with our personal pick?
The Lions.
All right, let's start with the Detroit Lions. Adrian, who are the Detroit Lions selecting with their first round pick? Wait, I think I hear the commissioner.
Is he walking up?
Yeah, he's walking up.
With the 28th pick, the Detroit Lions select Ohio State guard and tackle, Donovan Jackson.
Mm.
Boom. You get a guy that's versatile. He played guard really well. And when I forget who the player was on Ohio State that went down, they moved him out to tackle. His first game, he was just adjusting. He let go, I think, 1 or 2 sacks. But then the rest of the season to the championship, he didn't let any more sacks go. I don't know about the pressures, but he played really well the rest of the season. And so he did get hurt, so he's going to slide down the draft board. But we know that Brad Holmes is not scared of drafting someone that might have had an injury because he's thinking long-term, just like J-Mo, just like Josh Paschal. You know, he's drafted quite a few players that it may have been injured, but that have shown on tape that they're top-tier guys. He looks like a Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes type of pick where he's versatile on the line, and he'd be developmental maybe until he feels better from that injury. But I think that's where we might be going.
Now, you said Donovan Jackson, correct?
Correct.
Because there's a couple different offensive linemen on the Ohio State Buckeyes coming out. So give you a couple of things about him. 6'4".
Correct.
315 pounds. He's 22. And then you don't care about his jumps and everything, but overall rating, Internet and NFL Draft Buzz has him at an 85.5 out of 100. So yeah. So I was just looking between him I didn't actually look at his tape. That's like one of the offensive tackles that I did not look at. So how does he compare with Josh Simmons, the other offensive tackle from Ohio State? Do you know, Adrian?
I really don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
Like comparison, I don't know.
I thought you were a Buckeye slappy. That's why.
No. But I will say I'm using a cheat sheet for this whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm taking a look at the combine formal meetings that they had. So I got a whole list of every single player they met with at the combine.
Okay.
From previous Detroit Lions videos, they always interview who they're going to draft. So if we take a look at this list, this is like the short list of who's highly possible going to be in a Detroit Lions uniform next year. I'll share that list with you guys. Yep. So here's the NFL Combine formal meetings. Here's all the guys they met and talked with and interviewed during the Combine.
Nice. Did they use all 30?
Donovan Jackson's right there. Who?
Are these their I'm sorry.
No, this is not top 30. This is just NFL Combine formal meetings. Here's their top 30 visits. And then here's their multiple meeting visits.
Yeah, and we will talk about that briefly because there's a name on there that's very interesting. So I'm wondering, okay, maybe Josh Simmons, offensive tackle. I mean, he's ranked 4 on the big board of top offensive linemen. And then, Donovan Jackson's down at 12. So maybe they're thinking, well, he's going to be gone. Yeah. Josh Simmons could be gone,
Right.
Man, when you start looking at these lists, though, you see how deep this draft really is with just great talent. All right, so you're saying Donovan Jackson. All right.
Yep.
Clay, you said offensive line.
Correct.
You said, all right, hold on a second here. Let me exit out of his screen there. Doing this all on the fly. We're live. We got a couple comments. Let's go to the comments real quick. All right, Slim Shady's dropping thoughts on the news. JMO could be a trade piece Thursday. We're gonna get to that, Slim Shady. Stay with us. We will. You already said that. Man, Adrian is multitasking. That's why he's the offensive coordinator, bro.
Yeah, bro. We got you. So,
we'll let you know.
Who's next?
All right,
Clay?
You know who's next. Wait a second. No, you know who's next is the commish. Do it, Clay.
So once again from the Ohio State University, Lions select offensive lineman Josh Simmons.
Oh, okay.
And what?
Back-to-back Buckeyes, man. That's not good.
But what I really like about this pick is from my entire life as a Lions fan, you drop somebody and they have to start day one, no matter what position they are, wherever, no matter who Detroit picks, they have to start on day one. And that's something that Josh Simmons does not have to do. I think it's a guy who can be brought around gradually when needed and when he's ready, fully ready. Obviously, kind of sprinkle him in, and then his role could be bigger and bigger throughout the season. But I really do think that if they go offensive linemen, I like what Adrian said too, but I have a feeling it's from Ohio State. But hey, they're the champions. They win for a reason, and they did have a good lineman that protected them. And so,
well, I won't give him all that credit. However, like you said, he is ranked number 4 of all offensive linemen, 6'5", 310 pounds. Can you imagine standing next to someone 6'5", 310 pounds? And then try to get past that man. So, yeah, either way, you got Donovan Jackson, a Buckeye. You got Josh Simmons, a Buckeye. But, boys, I think I hear the commish coming up. Oh, there he is. He's walking up right now. Sadly, with the 28th pick of the Detroit Lions 2025 draft, Detroit Lions select offensive tackle.
Okay.
Gray Zabel. Now,
Ooh.
I do not think Gray Zabel will be there.
Okay.
However, if he is there, if this dude drops, I want you guys to look at his tape right now while we're lit. Just put your phone on silent and just watch a couple of videos of this dude. This dude's 6'6", taller than both of your guys, 305 pounds, so not as heavy. This dude is the best collegiate player coming out when it comes to all-around offensive line play. This dude can play tackle. He can play guard. He took time at center. He can play all over the line. And what does Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell like? Versatility. Thank you. Yep. What do they love about Glasgow? Versatility. Guys, Glasgow's getting old in the tooth. We know that. He didn't have a great year last year. Now we have a young guy coming up on the left guard. If they can somehow, and even if they have to move up, if Gray Zabel drops a little bit, the Lions could move up, grab him, and literally start him day one. He's a starter. This guy, if you watch he's a starter. The college, what's that? When all the college guys get together down in Mobile,
Senior Bowl.
Thank you. This dude was a standout. He wasn't letting anybody through. Just stood there. I mean, I was watching some of it this morning or today, but it's amazing that he comes out as a tackle, right? He's on here as a tackle, but he doesn't have to play tackle. He can play guard. He even did time at center. They said he's so versatile that he's probably the best center coming out in this year's draft, and he doesn't even play center.
Wow.
Yeah, he played center at down at Senior Bowl just because he was trying to get some tape on him, and they're like, dude's amazing. Yeah. So and I just know that Brad loves versatility, and we go back to that, right? So if they're looking for, and I do like the guy. Let's see, I'm surprised nobody mentioned him, but he is a little bit further down on the offensive tackle list. Let me see. His name is.
And to add on to it, like Gray Zabel's on the top 30 visit list, so
is he?
It's not unrealistic. Like Brad Holmes has his eye on him already.
Beautiful.
He's on that list of folks that is on his short list.
Who am I thinking of? Oh, maybe I was on tackles only. So as soon as you switch over to guards, there, Tyler Booker. Yeah, Tyler Booker from Alabama. He is ranked number 1 of all guards right now. So
where's Gray fall in that ranking?
Well, he's not coming out as a guard, but he's coming out as the 5th best tackle.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're doing like
man, if he falls, like I feel like there'd be plenty of teams that would want his versatility. But I mean, if he's in that 2019 late teens, stage and he's still there, I could see a trade up happen.
And do you see what this guy looks like? You got a picture of Gray Zabel?
I can look one up.
I mean, put that up for our YouTuber. The dude looks like every center, every guard that we've drafted for the past 10 years. I mean, he looks like, dare I say, Travis Swanson. He looks
He
like,
looks, yeah. He
I
looks
mean,
like Graham Glassow's
Graham
little brother or
Glasgow's little.
something.
He's just a big
Or
old white
son.
dude with a big old stash. Anyway, there he is. Those of you on
I love
YouTube can
it.
check that out. Look, Plax is up on a plane right now watching that. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude's a beast. Okay. So,
Yeah.
boys. So that's that. Now, that's who the Lions are going to draft. However, deep down in all of our hearts, we want somebody that is just like, man, that would cream on the crop. Adrian, I think I hear. Yep, he's coming down.
If the Lions selected this person, bro, I would be running outside like crazy. If they selected Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon, bro, I would be elated to have him play next to Hutch. You know, our boy Aleem the Dream. He's probably going to take a month or maybe first couple of games where he's still going to be out, so he can immediately start next to DJ Reader. And man, that defensive line that room would look completely different with this guy in there. That would be my wish.
Do you think that he will still be on the board, or do you think that they would have to move up to get him?
That's the tough part. I feel like at 20, he'd still possibly be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'd have to move up. But at 28, if they stay put, I'd be nervous to wait that long for him.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. He's playing he's tackle?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep. Defensive.
All right.
tackle.
So according to what I'm looking at, he is the 4th ranked tackle coming out. So you got Mason Graham, you got number 1, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, number 2, Kenneth Grant, number 3, and Derek Harmon, number 4.
Yeah.
So we would be hoping on a run on. There's only probably going to be one quarterback, maybe 2 at the very end, or do you think Sanders?
Sanders and Ward. I think Sanders will be drafted first round for sure.
Maybe.
I don't think who's the third.
You think?
Who's the third quarterback to come off the board? I think there'll be only 2 this draft.
If anything, it's going to be Milroe. But yeah, I think it's going to be. I think. Well, we can circle back to this, but I think he may drop. I don't know, because New York is so dang.
That's what I was thinking too. I think Sanders could drop.
Dude, what if? Because I've been listening to Valenti today. He goes, I just don't want him at number 3. Like, if you want to move back up in the first and get him later, like, you know, give up your whatever and just jump back in the first to get that 5th year. But like, he does not want him at 3. He just, you know,
Shedeur Sanders is not worth the 3rd pick, man. He's
right.
not.
So we'll see. I feel like the Lions could get an offer sitting at 28 by a Giants-like team and be like, hey, you know, we'll give you our 2nd round, and then we'll throw in a 2nd round and a 3rd round and a whatever it is. And Brad would probably scoop that up, honestly.
What if it happens like last year where we didn't even know Terrion Arnold would be available and we got him? Like we got something better than what we were like just expecting. What if Kenneth Grant's still sitting there at 2021?
You know he's still walking down. There's other people taking guests. Clay. What's Clay's wish?
So I went just straight up, no trading, no. Hopefully I went to straight what I think will be at 28, and I went with out of Georgia, Mikael Williams.
Oh,
and so everything I've seen is that he would be like the perfect body type for our line on the other side of Hutch. Perfect combination, and not the price that we would have paid for Myles Garrett. So,
All right, Mikael Williams is ranked 4th best defensive lineman coming out. Dude,
I
there's
don't know
going
if
to be
he'll
a
still be
lot of
there,
people having to
but
drop to
yeah.
snag him.
But
Yep.
that's what I said. Like, hey,
Yeah,
not
it's your
moving
pick,
up.
yeah.
And if Sanders is keep on falling, you never know what's going to happen. Like things could get crazy, and other people are available, or people get scared that other people are being taken, so they have to move up. So,
Yep. Hey, I don't blame you, bro. I like it. In fact, I was watching him a little bit right before we got on here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
Clay, do you know that YouTuber from Green Bay, Tom Grossi?
yeah,
He does like Packers coverage. So you know how every year he's like, we've drafted the player he really likes. Like we drafted
Yes.
JMO, Brian Branch. So I don't know if you guys saw a video he did a skit this year too of like he didn't want to say who we wanted, and then a Lions fan, like it's him, gets a hold of it, and it's Mikael Williams.
is it?
Yeah, same player you just said. So
I
it's like
gotta
if
see
we
that.
draft him, bro, that would be insane.
Just keep
3
on
years
crushing
in a
his
row, we
soul.
get Grossi's guy. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Caleb,
I
you're on
feel
the clock.
pressure. I feel the pressure, man.
You're on the clock, bro.
I have a whole list of people I would want. All right. I think I see the commish. With the 28th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select from the University of Michigan defensive tackle Kenneth Grant.
Hey, let's go.
Honestly,
That'd be awesome.
I mean, look. Let me read these names to you: James Pierce Jr., Kenneth Grant, Mike Green, Walter Nolan, Shamar Stewart, which I really liked his tape, and he might drop. I don't know why, but it's just like, oh man, any defensive tackle or defensive edge that you put on that line with Hutch.
And I think it's perfect because actually I had predicted if Plax was in town that you or Plax would pick him. So I do think like it's that combo and that relationship that him and Hutch can just like day one hit it off and go to work.
And bro, like too, like Adrian mentioned a little bit earlier, we have Aleem the Dream that could be out for half the season. I mean, we don't know, right? But coach did not sound very optimistic about starting.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're gonna have who's our other defensive tackle, the big guy from Cincy,
DJ Reader.
You got Reader, and you got his name just escapes me right now. Who got drafted?
Levi Onwuzurike.
Onwuzurike. What? How are you pronouncing his name, bro?
He's the OC, man.
Onwuzurike.
Now you got me saying Riki. So you got those two, and like, who's your back? Well, I guess they got Wingo, right, and all kinds of like 7th round.
Wingo was solid till he got hurt. I liked him. He's gonna be better this year. I'm a Wingo fan.
I'm still leaning towards, man, we need defensive tackle.
Yeah.
To hold the fort until he gets back, and then when he does get back, then you've turned from a good line to an above average dominant with Hutch, Aleem, Grant, and then God forbid if who can stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean, what does Philly
I would be
emphasize every year? Defensive line. They emphasize that every year.
Right. And they never draft it, bro. They never draft it. They go to the heaps. They go to the trash heaps. They're outside searching for. Oh, there's a defensive tackle. Oh, there's an end. So yeah, we didn't even touch Mike Green, but I was watching some of his tape, and that dude is a sack artist, man.
Yeah, he's a rusher.
And you guys been hearing about? You guys been? Oh, they did.
Yeah, he's on the list.
Did they meet with James Pierce Jr.?
I don't think so. I'll look through the list again, but I actually heard that he had off-field issues, like with his personality and stuff. It wasn't like anything like criminal or anything. It's just like his mentality doesn't fit.
I know, but if you watch his tape, bro, he plays the run so good, and he is a sack artist too. Like,
Yeah.
I just if we got him, I would be ecstatic. There's a handful of guys I would be ecstatic. So it doesn't have to just be Grant, is what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Same
Basically,
thing with,
any defensive line for you, you're going to be ecstatic.
pretty much. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a couple guys that I didn't really like. Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle, he didn't. I mean, he's good, but he just seemed a little smaller body compared to Kenneth Grant.
Yeah.
I mean, Grant's 339 and Walter's 305. So I mean, there's a 34-pound difference there.
Yeah.
That's, and I mean, on a field, that's a lot. So yeah, we all agree that Abdul Carter is going to be the first defensive player taken.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I can't see why not. All right, man. So what do you think of this JMO talk? This is part of the draft.
We're gonna get into it.
Let's get into it, man. How you guys
All right.
feel about it?
I think it's very possible, especially I think with like this extension talk too, that this is kind of just like a distraction of, oh cool, they're thinking for the future, but he could be a piece.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
let's let
no one's safe. No one's safe.
real quick, let's set the table for some of our listeners that don't know what we're talking about. So today, and you know, it's been talked about, but there's been some NFL writers that have come out and said that don't be surprised if you see a trade go down with JMO for this basically this draft.
Mhm.
So just as a quick rundown, why would the Lions do that? Well, the Lions have one more year with JMO, and they can pick up his 5th-year contract. If they pick up his 5th-year contract, he'll make around what, 20 million, I think, because it goes by
Give or
the
take,
top 5 wide receivers. So you could have JMO on a cheap contract this year and a 20 million next year, and then you can kick him to the curb because you've used every 5-year that he could give us, because we cannot sign him for what he wants, right? He's going to make Amon-Ra type money if he has a great year this year.
Right.
And you can't pay 2 receivers unless you're the Cincinnati Bengals. Where's my where's my toilet? Yeah, exactly.
How they did that. Crazy.
Cincinnati Bengals.
I was thinking more like, yeah, unless you want to pay 2 wide receivers and no defenders. Like,
Or who knows? They could be the St. Louis Bengals. They could be the Orlando
Yeah.
Bengals next year. Who knows?
Exactly, bro. So, so then, you know, that's coming out, kind of making its ways on the airwaves today. But here, let me ask you guys a question, because I know we kind of talked about this on the chat.
Yeah.
Would you rather trade JMO now for his peak worth, because another team is going to get him with basically 2 years and a very cheap contract? They're basically going to get him for 2 years what a normal team would have him for a year moving forward. Just to say it, 20 million plus whatever he makes this year, and that's cheap for a great wide receiver like that. So, would you rather get some draft picks now, give him 2 years with another team, get some capital back, or use him for 1 year, try to get a little bit out of him next year, or use him for the 2 years and kick him to the curb? There's really 3 options. Let's start with Adrian.
So, man, this is tough. Like, I don't want them to trade him, but everybody has a price. Like, if you gave us 5 first-round picks, like, I might trade Aiden. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has a price. Like, I'm not saying that's his price, but for JMO, man, I want him 1 more year, man. Like, he keeps defenses honest. He finally got the chemistry down with Jared Goff this last season. He got 1,000 yards. Like, this is not the moment to trade him. And I feel like that would affect the locker room. That would affect Jared Goff. And it's not easy to replace his talent. It's not like you can train it or develop speed like he has it. So if they are going to trade him, just wait till next season. Like, give us 1 more season with JMO. You know, if someone offered like a first-round pick, then maybe you can get like a Matthew Golden, I don't know, Emeka Ibuka, like some top-tier receiver. But If you're getting anything less than that, and I don't think anybody's gonna offer a first round pick. That's
Nope,
that's
they're not.
pretty high. I'd say keep him, man. Like we're in win now mode, and you need him now more than ever. So,
All right, so
I would,
you're at the 1 year keep mark.
yep, keep him at least one more year and see what happens.
All right, Clay, what say you? You agree or disagree?
I will agree. But I say keep it for both. Like if they win, obviously, if they win at all, yeah, trade them for sure. But if you get so close, keep everything together and just 2-year window, man.
Yep.
Just go with it. Just unless, like you said, everybody has a price. So that says that you're heading into that second year, and maybe they get somebody in the draft that turns out to be really good, or they pick up a free agent mid-season this year. But I agree, keep the locker room together. We saw what he could do against Chicago. So every year he gets better.
Yeah.
Just that Chicago play just showed what he can do.
Yeah. Well, I'll play devil's advocate since you guys took the other two, just to throw it out there to make people say, well, what other option is there? Well, the other option could be, let's get rid of this guy right now at peak. Like you said, he just got 1,000 yards, and the dude runs a 4.2. Like everyone watches his tape, they know how scary he is. He's just like Tyreek, and he's just like the guy from the Chiefs, right? They're some of the fastest people in the NFL. So if I can trade this piece for 2 years team control, what is he worth to you? At 2 years team control, if a team's like the Eagles, I'm not saying the Eagles are going to do this, but a team like the Eagles that just are great at doing what they do, they could say, okay, well, guess what? I care about the here and now. I care about 2 years. I don't care about 3 years from now. I care about 2 years. So you don't think that they'd give us a couple twos for him? Because we're going to lose him anyway. So what could a couple 2-round draft picks give us for the next couple years? Well, think about who we drafted in the second round the past 2 years. I can't think of it.
You think a team would give us 2 second-round picks for him?
I do.
Like
if you had 2 years, or maybe a 2 and a 3, okay? And they can be like over the next 2 years. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like I could see why it's tantalizing.
So you're talking about people coming to us, but you think Lions will offer him to somebody else to move up in the draft?
That too. I mean, you could trade him. You could trade. Okay, we'll give you JMO and our 28th.
Right.
Hold your point, boys. I'm going to give you JMO and the 28th, and we're going to come up to a top 10 pick. I still don't think that's fair, but
then
the
players that are on the board, I don't know.
Then they'll kick something back. I know, because this draft is not like JMO would be literally if he didn't break his ACL or in college. Like they said he was going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Which we got him at 12 with the ACL.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's all kinds of different things that they could do. But yeah, I could see the 1 year, like Adrian said, that's where I would kind of lean, just because he's so good right now, and then you could still get a little bit from him instead of just losing him completely for nothing, which that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 years, I could see if like, hey, it's no money out of our pocket. Let's just use them and abuse them, right? What are we gonna do?
I can't stomach it. I can't do it.
You want to get something from him?
No, I want to keep him. I want to.
You just changed.
I want to see it out, bro. I'm keeping him. No, I'm keeping him the 2 years. See what happens.
Wow.
And through his 5th year, even if there's no trade value from it, I want to keep him because our window's now. Like we got to pay all these people. I'm not paying JMO, but I want to keep him for the 2 years I have him on his rookie contract and fit him in with all the other contracts that we have to do coming up in the next 2 years. We got to pay Branch. We got to pay Laporta. We got to pay Gibbs. They're probably going to keep Jack Campbell because he's like Dan Campbell's son. Like they're going to keep all these guys, dude. And they're going to pay him top dollar. Like these guys are Pro Bowlers. So I want to see it out with JMO for the next 2 years.
And I think he deserves that too. Like if this is a championship squad, you can say that. Like he deserves to be here for that. They forgive him from everything that he's gone through thus far. Like why do it now? Why abandon ship now?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you why, Slappies, is because you're not the general manager of the team. The general manager is looking for 3 years and 4 years down the road. So if you can get a draft piece back that says, okay, well, remember, we moved up. He's part of the Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
He is.
So,
I would only send him to the AFC. I can't stomach giving him to the NFC, bro.
That's what.
Yeah.
Like to play against him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
can't do it.
I'll see him in the Super Bowl, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But still, it's like it's different. If we're all playing Madden, we want, we're Slappies for the team. But if we're playing GM seat, I guarantee you guys are sitting right now going, okay, well, I'm not going to let him just get trashed. I'm going to get something out of him before we have to release him at the end of 5. So it's just your viewpoint where you're at.
But speaking of people moving inside the NFC, Caleb, you ran into somebody, right? You ran into our ex, right, in New York? Didn't you run into Ben Johnson?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was I saw him out there.
Ben Johnson.
No. But speaking of calling your shot, because I think that's what you were talking about. Let's just take a 2-minute break. We're gonna play our
sponsor,
and then we're gonna come back with just a 5-minute Piston deep dive.
Hey,
you guys go with
let's
that?
go Detroit! All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Today's episode is sponsored by Dan Diamond Equipment, a used fork truck dealing company located in Hastings, Michigan. They sell and rent fork trucks and die handlers. With over 30 years of experience, don't hesitate to call Dan Diamond Equipment for all of your fork truck needs. Reach out to Dan at 269-948-3377. Again, the number for Dan Diamond Equipment, 269-948-3377.
All right, Adrian and Clay, you take this part away. This is your baby.
All right, we got game 2 tonight, people. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. No, we're in the round 1 of the playoffs here. But Clay wanted to play a clip, maybe a little foreshadowing, maybe a little hope of what we can see tonight for those Pistons fans. For those Pistons fans that have been with us for a long time, you'll remember this audio. Let's listen to it.
Determined to bolster the Pistons' confidence, Rasheed Wallace issued a bold proclamation prior to Game 2.
Y'all put it in the front page, back page, middle page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win Game 2. Back it off. We will win Game 2.
Everyone probably thought that, but no one had enough in them to say it. And so I believe he was able to say what everyone was thinking.
Let's go, Detroit basketball.
Go.
Man, I'm hyped, bro. They're tipping off here in like 15 minutes.
Yep, I'm hyped. Shout out to Ethan Wilson. I was talking to him the other night, and they didn't get it done in game 1, but I just come out of New York 1-1, and that's still alive. So I know Adrian had some breaking news before this pod started that we're going to be down a man.
Yep, we do have some sad news. Our boy Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, he has been announced as inactive due to his knee injury. We saw that in game 1. He was kind of limping around. Like, man, what's wrong with Stu? And it only aggravated his injury, so he is out tonight. Hopefully he'll be ready for Thursday here in Detroit. But, I don't feel great with Isaiah Stewart not playing because as soon as he left the game Saturday in game 1, the Knicks just attacked the middle, and they did whatever they wanted. Like, Duran wasn't able to have the same intensity that Stewart has defensively. And honestly, man, this is Stewart's series. Like, we really need him. He brings the energy, and he brings that defensive tenacity that we need against the Knicks. So we'll see what adjustments. Maybe Paul Reed, the third string guy, comes in tonight.
they're
to
gonna go
pick up some
smaller.
of the slack. Yep, we'll see what JB Bickerstaff does to make adjustments with that injury out, and just based on what happened game 1.
Yep.
So
And I think too, if game 1, let's say it's in a shootout, you'll lose by a buzzer beater. They played great. They didn't play their best, but how awful that fourth quarter was leaves you have some really bad basketball to watch and learn from. So,
that was so frustrating.
just everything, wheels completely fell off. Experience showed up. Our inexperience showed up. So,
What did you see, Caleb?
Did you guys catch JB's comments after the game? He actually said something to the effect of, I thought the guys played good, which they did. And he said, I'm just really glad that now we have that on tape.
Yep.
So, AKA, we're going to the drawing board. Now we know how to play them, right? This is their first time playing New York with their deck fully full. You know, we've beat up on
This
New
is
York.
the real, like you're in playoff
right?
basketball.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
this
now
is
it's
real.
playoff, and it's like, all right, well now this first game will tell us, okay, well, yeah, it sucks that Beef Stew is out, because I just think that would definitely be a different game if he was playing tonight. I think the Pistons can still win. Cade has got to play way better tonight. He's got to score 30. He's got to score 30. Like, no ifs,
and
ands, or buts.
He reminded me of his very first game as a Pistons. He looked scared, looked nervous, which is your first playoff game. Like, I can't even imagine. But you get paid the money. Go do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that game is about to start in 13 minutes. Am I correct?
Yep, that's right. We better end this before it starts. We got 10 minutes.
Oh, we're good. We're good. All right. So that was our any other Piston talk. So what do you think, Adrian? You think they're going 0-2 back to Detroit, right?
I think, man, I just still feel like they can squeeze it out tonight. Like what we saw in the fourth quarter, I just felt like that wasn't them. They can learn from that and get better. So I could see a tight game tonight again, like it was for those 3 quarters. It was just back and forth. I kind of want to say Pistons win tonight, just because they learned from that first mistake.
Yep.
And we go back to Detroit on Thursday. Series is tied 1-1. And I think New York, like, I think this will go to game 7 with just the way things are looking. They'll recover from that. I think Pistons in 7.
Clay, do you think I think you think that they're going back to Detroit.
They're going back to Detroit 1-1. That's let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well,
Rasheed Wallace said it.
Yep.
Game 2. Put it on the headlines.
I'll say this. Yeah. No one came out and said that. I'll say this. Take the point, because when I checked earlier, Pistons were getting 6.5. So I'm not saying that they're going to win, just because the Beef Stew being out is really, really going to. I mean, unless Brunson, hopefully they step on his ankle again and he's out hobbling. That's about the only thing that's going to keep it.
When he fell, I was like, oh, please.
Dude, right? He was holding it. I'm like, he's out. And then all of a sudden he's shooting free throws. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
But shout out to April and the D, man. We got the Tigers balling. We got the Pistons in the playoffs. We got Detroit Lions talk. But come on, Red Wings, step it up, bros.
Come on, Red Wings.
Come on.
Tigers number 1 in the AL standings.
Bro, where are we? Like, what year are we in? This is crazy. This is so fun.
It's the year of our Lord. It's the Jubilee year.
Love it.
You already heard about it.
Yes, sir. I love it.
Well, all right.
So what's the plan for Thursday, guys? Like draft night, and it's game 3 in the D.
It's so much. That's what I say. Like,
so much.
They have to have that draft on that big board at the LCA, man. It's got to be.
I know, right?
Man, call a timeout just for the pick, man. Like
I feel like I'm going to be watching the game is first place for me. Like, I'm not going to really watch the draft like I usually do. But then when it gets closer to our pick, like I'll be checking on my phone and stuff, and I'll probably change the channel.
Here's the thing, boys. The Pistons game starts at 7, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the draft's like
the draft doesn't even start till 8. You won't even have to worry about it.
28 pick?
No,
that
game will be over. Unless Brad comes up to like 20, you don't even have to worry about it.
That's true. That's true.
So sleep tight, knowing that. Don't let the bed bugs bite. All right, so Thursday, we could do. Let's let's hop on. I know it's going to be like 11 at night, but we're all going to be up anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just do like a reaction, just a straight 10-minute
Like right
reaction.
after the draft pick?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Cool.
Woo!
Yep, straight reaction. We'll come with the music.
Flax, you in? Is he still with us on the airplane or?
He fell
Let's
asleep
see.
watching a movie or watching.
asleep.
Hey, listen intently. Plax, are you in?
No.
He had those drinks on the plane. We know he's out
he's in first class.
First class.
with a hot towel over his forehead. He out.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Well, for the All Grit podcast, you know who we are. We got Clay, the statistician. We got Adrian running the board as OC. I am your humble host, Caleb. It was a good show. We thank you all for hopping in. There were people popping in and out of the live show, but if you want to catch it on the rewind, we're about to post it right now for everyone to watch it tomorrow. Get all of your picks in because we will be sending merch to the closest and most precise answers to our draft.
Get those picks in, people.
Get them in. Not you, John. You've already won enough. And you already have the merch. Anybody but John McEwen can send it in. All right, boys. Well, for the All Grit podcast, check us out on our socials. Hit us up at the link tree in that socials to find all of our events coming up and to support the podcast. We thank you for supporting the podcast. We cannot do it without you guys. Much love. We'll catch you all on Thursday night. It's going to be a late pod, but it's going to be a great reaction.
Yes, sir. Let's go
I'm out.
Pistons.
Go.